What's up, SNA fans? This Super Ninja Austin back here with another wrestling news video. This is episode 188, and this is the wrestling news, the first day of winter edition of the wrestling news, part 72, where Super Ninja Austin's going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Wrestling Inc. Article on December 21st, 2023, right, the first day of winter. We'll start off today with some the former WWE wrestlers are now officially free agents. It says wrestling free agency is as hectic as it has ever been, with several notable names from AEW and WWE set to hit the open market over the first 6 months of 2024. But before that, there will be a race for another set of names who have been waiting for 3 months for the opportunity to get back into a wrestling ring. PW Insider, Mirror Insider Elite reports that as of today, December 21st, 90 days have passed since WWE released over 22 talents on September 21st, meaning their non-compete clauses have came to an end. Thus, talents like Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Matt Riddle, Shelton Benjamin, Emma, Elias, Top Dollar, Rick Boogs, Mace Mansoor, Aaliyah, and Dana Brooke will now be free to wrestle again, as well as negotiate with any other promotion of their choosing. With their free agency now official, many of the bigger names let go by WWE have already begun lining up bookings for after the 90 period. This includes Top Dollar, Mace, and Mansoor, who will be debuting for GCW in January. Matt Riddle, who was officially confirmed to be joining MLW on an open contract by MLW promoter Court Bauer this morning, and Ziggler, who will be wrestling for the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico, January 20th.
That's why I tell you to get up early in the morning and go.
And flukes of wrestler into the free agent market comes at a time when two promotions are teasing big reveals down the road. Earlier this year, TNA/Impact Wrestling President Scott D'Amore teased that the promotion would be marking a massive signing at TNA Hard to Kill taking place on January 14th. Meanwhile, AEW has continued its ongoing storyline with the the mysterious devil figure who has continued to tur- to torment MJF over the past several months. And what's your thoughts on what y'all's thoughts on this storyline between that's the, but before I get to that, what's your thoughts on these free agents now that got released from September 21st? And most of the names were shockers that dog you would never thought they would gotten released, like the likes of Dolph Ziggler, Matt Riddle, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, and even Dana Brooke and Emma as well, and her husband Madcap Moss or Riddick Moss, which he changed it as soon as he got drafted to Raw. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that. And do you think they're going to sign Impact or one of these names, or like this mystery free agent that Scott D'Amore's going to sign to TNA Hard to Kill in January 13th? Excuse me. Or you think it's somebody else, like somebody that's haven't been recently released by WWE, or 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 who you think it could be? Let me know in the comments. But also, do you think the mystery devil could also be the one of these free agents now that's going to make their reveal in 2020? In 2020, it's going to make the reveal at the end of 2024, which I'm not sure if they would, because for the fact they just made their because now they made their because now the free agents now they couldn't do this even if they were playing the mystery devil storyline and reveal it like after they become a free agent. That still wouldn't happen because that would cause some stirs would be between All Elite Wrestling and WWE. Well, yeah, let me know in the comments down below what y'all's opinion about this matter. Former WWE star. Now up next, we got some. We got former WWE star sets up GoFundMe news now as former WWE star Virgil, real name Michael Jones, has had a challenging time over the last few years. In 2022, it was revealed that Jones was diagnosed with dementia and had undergone two massive strokes. Just over a month later, he announced that he had been diagnosed with stage 2 colon cancer. With the with the help of friends, Jones was recently able to get set up with a GoFundMe page, like aiming to rise. I mean, not rise, raise money. I said rise. Raise. It has an A in it. Raise money uh, for clothing, clothing, toiletries, and expenses for the coming winter. Since putting the page up on December 12th, Jones has Jones has Jones has been Jones has been uh, able to raise a little over $3,000 after starting on the independent scene, like in the 1980s. Jones first rose to prominence as Virgil while serving as Ted DiBiase's on-screen bodyguard in the WWF. With his involvement in various uh, prominent feuds and eventually his own feud against DiBiase, Virgil grew in popularity but never reached the heights of the era's more prominent performers. He would later find some success in WCW and continued making occasional appearances on the independent scene, like otherwise he last appeared as Soul as, as Soul Train Jones in the early days of AEW Dynamite. I did not know that. It admit his health issues. Jones Jones has had a public spat with DiBiase, criticizing the WWE Hall of Famer for his involvement in notary in notorious welfare fund scam over the last few years. While DiBiase uh, didn't directly respond, he did recently stated that Virgil did not belong in the WWE Hall of Fame, falsely claiming that the only match Jones wrestled was against him. And what's your thoughts on that? And let me know about that in the comments. But most importantly, like uh, like, let me and yeah. No, I'm sorry to hear that. Like that, yeah. And I'm sorry to hear that from the former bodyguard from the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase Sr. I I hopefully he has a full and fast and speedy recovery. I'm a wish and pray about that. And and yeah, and you're always gonna get some positive support and positive energy in the SNA podcast in the SNA community, courtesy to Super Ninja Austin, or should I say from Super Ninja Austin, and in the SNA community, courtesy to the SNA podcast. And yeah, and I'm gonna pray a full and fast and speedy recovery. And I would recommend, excuse me, recommend those in the comments to do the same. Even though he haven't made the right decisions and he had a reputation having like a couple of, or not even a couple, I would say like millions of one night stays, if you know what I mean, like in this time and in the industry. And even for not having one match, he still had a legendary career as the bodyguard of the $1 Million Man. But 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 yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought. If you think he deserves in the Hall of Fame or not. But I I would say he really would because he still had he still had a very good and legendary run as bodyguard. Excuse me. But let's move on to the next wrestling news, and it is we got WWE Hall of Famer discusses legacy of the Von Erich in pro wrestling. Among the biggest stories in wrestling over the past few years has been the impending release of the film The Iron Claw. The movie, which focuses on the Von Erich family, is set to release this weekend, and has drawn praise from critics, particularly for its performances. But while the film is hotly anticipated, there is also some trepidation from some in wrestling, largely due to the tragedy surrounding the family due to the deaths of David, Mike, Chris, and Carrie Von Erich in the 80s. And in 90s, of course, right, Roberts was some who experienced some of the tragedy firsthand, having worked alongside like some of the brothers in world class championship wrestling.
For me, you.
Now you can have that, Birdie.
Yeah. This side.
Okay. Okay, Uncle SNA gotta get back to work. Uh,
There. Yeah.
he was really
Is
experienced
that
tragedy
away?
firsthand, having working alongside some of the brothers in world class championship wrestling during the 80s. He's also one of the wrestlers not looking forward to the Iron Claw previously, stating he wouldn't see the film on the latest episode of the Snake Pit podcast. Roberts was asked about the Von Erichs again, and sadly admitted that the tragedy surrounding them would be their enduring legacy. He said, "I don't know how it couldn't be their legacy," said Robert. Robert said, to lose 3 sons, all suicide. Like Roberts recently crossed paths with the Von Erich family again. Like, and after Kevin Von Erich, alongside sons like Marshall and Ross, like made experiences in both AEW Ring of Honor last weekend when and the promotions ran through Texas. Like Roberts was asked whether the Suns have a place in pro wrestling and was very mixed overall. He said, "I think there's a place if somebody wants to have them," like Roberts said, "but I'll never be what it was like it was." But what's your thoughts on Jake Roberts' opinions on this on Kevin Von Erich's son Marshall and what's his name, Ross, yeah, Ross and Marshall. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And what's your thoughts on Jake Roberts saying, like, of admitting like it had to be like at the end of their careers that their legacy was born. Let me know in the comments down below. We got some Chris Hero news now. Like he admits to turning down AEW match against Top Star. We hear some shocking news today from the former Cassius Ono. Like ever since he was released by WWE in 2020, Chris Hero like has been seen as an excellent fit for AEW, while Hero has been brought on as a producer for AEW and Ring of Honor. The former Cassius Ono has yet to make an in-ring appearance for either promotion, or should I say either promotion to be proper. However, as revealed on a recent episode of Talk is Jericho, Talk is Jericho, Hero was approached on on two uh, on two separate occasions onto two separate occasions to participate in an AEW match, both involving Chris Jericho. He said, Jericho revealed on involving Jericho. Jericho revealed that Hero was pitched an opponent during the five labors of Jericho where'd he go? During his MJF feud, and again when Jericho was Ring of Honor World Champion in 2022. Both times, Hero said no to the offer. However, do you turn down an opportunity like that once, like let alone twice? Hero said. So it's a lot to embracing. Like it's a lot. It's a little embracing on my behalf. Hero explained that things move very quickly in AEW, and he given a little over a a week's notice, like if he wanted to do one like one of the matches, like ensuring of whether he could even get gear like made in time. Hero turned the match down. Both offers came during the period when Hero was not an active wrestler. And before last month, his last match had has taken place in a March 2020 on an episode of NXT UK. Though Hero thought he might never wrestle again, he has since made his comeback here in wrestle a pair of matches for independent promotion West Coast Pro, where he's also been helping out as a coach and trainer. As for the possibility of Hero getting into an AEW ring, Tony Khan seems to be a favor of the idea. In fact, Khan stated earlier this year that he was attempting to convince Hero to make it happen, with the former WWE star now having shaken off like some of the rest. It's seeming more and more like likely that he will get his AEW debut soon. And what's your thoughts on Chris Jericho revealing that Chris Hero was supposed to wrestle him, like when it was the Five Labors of Jericho when he was feuding with MJF, and him having a match with him then, and the second match in his reign as Ring of Honor World Champion last year. Like he's supposed to be one of his opponents and former Ring of Honor wrestlers, and perhaps I think he's a former Ring of Honor World Champion. I don't know, but I know he was a big star as Chris Hero on the promotion, which he went back as Chris Hero, and recently on this West Coast Pro Wrestling independent wrestling promotion. And yeah, what's your thoughts on Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho admitting that, and Chris Hero giving the reasons why he turned it down, and things were moving very quickly in this when Tony Khan offered him a contract, and that's the one of the reasons why he didn't show up. Like it didn't made sure to match because he not sure he was ready to get back in the ring, even though it's only been a year. Like, but now he's back in shape. And do you think that he'll finally make his AEW debut, like perhaps in 2024? Let me know in the comments down below. I think he might make an appearance, even if it's a one or two off, like or whatever. Just because, like if they might be like where he's at, like with perhaps go back to the West Coast, and he'll kind of West Coast like you make some not make a week's appearance debut, even if it's on an episode of AEW Rampage. I think he could make his AEW debut anytime in 2024. My prediction, like it could be like on a Rampage or a Collision, like wrestling for a mid card match and bringing in and then bring some I'll say nostalgia to the match and on the show as well. But let's move on to the next news. It's Trish Stratus teasing another WWE run in 2024. After being retired for over 15 years, Trish Stratus roared like back in a big way in 2023. The WWE Hall of Famer feuded with Becky Lynch for over 6 months, with the two finally settled their differences in a steel cage match. At Payback, uh, Payback, that Lynch won. Stratus, I wasn't or hasn't been seen since the loss at first, like expressing like uncertainty like about a return to the ring during an announcement or during, not announcement, during an appearance. My bad. During an appearance on Gall TV, Stratus talked about her 2023, which she holds in high regard to the rest of her Hall of Fame legacy. She also indicated that there's still plenty left in her tank as as far as wrestling goes, and that another run in 2024 was in 2024 was possible. She said 2023 was probably the most insane year I've had on all fronts. Stratus said, I did not expect I returned to wrestling. Obviously, a little mini program I turned into 6 months. So much fun. I have a lot of things are that are percolated, that are percol uh, percolating, and we'll let you know when we can let you know. He said, I'm excited. We're on a road. I mean, on a roll. I hear good things are happening, like new opportunities and stuff that I don't even think could I could tape into that I am I am. It's been fun. I can't wait. Like honestly, at the end of the day, the support from my stay to my stay toast for my stat toast for Tosiferians, that's of Tosiferians. We are so thankful for everyone. They are what drive us. They're what make us, and and interest your interests are what make the interest, and therefore we are a thing. Thank you to all my my stay, my 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 strat, my stray, those, my stray, those furians, my strat, my strat, those, my stratos, Tosafarians, my Tosafarians, my Statosafarians for coming out for and and opportunities. I, I wait, where am I at? Oh yeah, for coming out for supporting, and it was so fun when I went back to wrestling into into if you know you know moments like having that. Oh, I loved when she did that back in the day. That was fun. I look forward to doing that again next year. I'm so excited. And what y'all's thoughts on Trish Stratus's comments on her return? And do you think that she's going to return, like perhaps at a Royal Rumble match, and then getting ready to head for WrestleMania 40 and even more? Or do you think she's just teasing that? It's just all just a tease and trolling online, just making the fans fool, like that she's going to make a return and she decided to take a break, and she'll have a final run later on in her career. But I don't think this is just a tease. I think she's going to make her return and have another run with WWE, which is going to start with. You're going to start at the Royal Rumble, and then you're going to have a dream match with any women's opponent at WrestleMania at WrestleMania 40. That's the name of it, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And yeah, I'm gonna let y'all decide what y'all think in the comments down below. We got some FTR news now. It says FTR is open to challenging for AEW Trios titles with Ring of Honor legends. It says last weekend, Mark Briscoe team up with FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood for a trios match at Ring of Honor Final Battle, a contest like coordinated in honor like of Mark's late brother Mark, who I mean Mark Jay, who unexpectedly died in a car crash earlier this year, while Brian Danielson and John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli put up a valiant effort against him. Mark's team eventually emerged victorious after Mark laid out Danielson with Jay Briscoe's signature move, the J Driller, following their victory. Mark and FTR appeared on the Final Battle post media call, or media scrum, I should say, where they were asked about their future as a group, like specifically in regards to a potential pursuit of the AEW World Trios Championships, or perhaps the Ring of Honor six-man tag team championships. They said, of course, we've thought about that, but I think that I think about that, man. Mark, Mark is an incredible by himself. Like Harwood said, like I think for right now, at least, like with the Continental Classic, he was allowed to show what he can do. That I mean, this is the first time he's uh, even been able to be a singles wrestler. I think every match, every night, he's going out. He's proved that for the last 20 some odd years, but for the year, like he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and best wrestler in the world. I would absolutely love to do what we did tonight. Every, every single night, I would love to be with Mark and Cash every single night, but I would leave that up to Mark right now. I think it's his opportunity to shine on his own. I I think it's his opportunity to have the spotlight. Wheeler similar echoed sentiments like about the possibility, noting that he is also interested in working with Mark Briscoe towards toward a trios title run run like sometime in the future for for now. I though Wheeler is keen on seeing Briscoe finally spread his wings as a singles competitor in AEW and Ring of Honor. We are we just want to have you saying we just want to have some fun with our friend. So when he's ready, absolutely. But until he's done doing what he what he's doing right now, like improving himself as a singles guy, I'm going I'm gonna let Mark do what Mark do wants to do, Wheeler said. What's your thoughts on the FTR's thoughts on Mark Briscoe and perhaps even becoming ROH tag team champions or trios tag team champions or even AEW six-man trios tag team champions? Let me know down in the comments below. And they said like it'll be anytime like after he's done doing the singles thing, like and like and doing his stuff as a single star and achieve what he wants to do as him alone. And do you think they'll be trios champions like on either AEW Ring of Honor? Only time will tell. But let me know in the comments down below on what you think about it. But okay, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and it is Okay, we got former WWE star to replace AEW's Ray Phoenix at upcoming indie show, and it says right here the old adage says uh, card subject to change and fans of prestige wrestling are going to have to accept a former WWE NXT Cruiserweight Champion to replace Ray Phoenix and Ray Phoenix instead, as Phoenix is still out of action with an injury. Prestige Wrestling announced that Leo Rush will step in on on uh, on January 5th uh, to face fellow former uh, cruiserweight champion, some Samurai del Sol in Portland, Oregon's Roseland Ballroom, at Prestige Roseland 7. And there's right here from the post on Twitter, from their Twitter account. It says right here the exact nature of Phoenix's injury remains unclear, but the former AEW International Champion said in October that he was dealing with old injuries, and he still has not wrestled since losing the not continental international championship to Orange Cassidy in a belief match on the October 10th the 10th Title Tuesday edition of AEW Dynamite. Phoenix ended up battling injuries after ironically winning the title on accident, from John Moxley, who suffered a concussion in a defense against against Phoenix, leading to Phoenix winning the match. Leo Rush has mainly been wrestling for New Japan Pro Wrestling and Impact throughout 2023, even briefly holding the X Division Championship over the summer, trading the title with Chris Sabin. Rush said that he appreciated the hungry attitude in the Impact locker room, describing it as a fresh change of pace, from his time in AEW. His prestige, opinion, with Samurai Del Sol, like has also been appearing in Impact Wrestling, and also has made appearances like Impact Wrestling recently, making his debut for the company this past July, and also in Cicero, Illinois, like Rush. He also made a brief appearance in AEW, competing in a AAA World Tag Team Championship match. And what's your thoughts on Leo Rush replacing Ray Phoenix to take on Samurai Del Sol, the former Kalisto? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next one. We got some reason why Kevin Sullivan says MJF would be the be all and end all for WWE. There's a great deal of speculations circulating around MJF or Maxwell Jacob Freeman, the full proper name, and he in his next destination in wrestling. While MJF recently claimed that his current AEW contract expires early this month, there is belief behind the scenes like that the performer already signed another contract with AEW last year, keeping him in the promotion like like promotion through 2027, which that'll be a 3-year deal. Cody Rhodes clearly wants MJF to join him in A and WWE, but on a recent episode of Tuesday with the Taskmaster, former WCW star Kevin Sullivan shared his belief that MJ at the AEW star could run into some roadblocks in the bigger promotion. He said MJF not is not going to be the be all to end all. Sullivan said all the people in front of him, all the great performers, if he was off of TV for 2 weeks, would that many people forget about him? After the third week that he was off TV, would fans be demanding that he be on TV? I mean, they're so stacked. They're so stacked. He said. Sullivan, like Sullivan, complimented the promotion for being on a hot streak right now, saying that WWE can do no wrong in the eyes of fans. In this current climate, the the veteran the veteran feels that MJF might have a hard time a finding a spot to fit in. Regardless of whether MJF's contract eventually expire next month or not, the AEW World Champion has impiled that he intends to stay with the promotion before the end of 2023. MJF still has to defend his Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship next week against the the two ominous minions of AEW's Mystery Devil. On top of that, MJF will have to defend the AEW the AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe at AEW World's End on December 30th. And what's your thoughts on Kevin Sullivan thinking that MJF won't be the be all and end all? Like for the fact they're stacked up with other stars and it looked like they might keep him off television for for the first couple of months, like at least for 3 months. Something similar they would do like they're doing with Jay Cargill right now. And they'll book him when he's ready, like they'll book her when she's ready. And I think we'll see what they do. I understand where Kevin Sullivan's coming from, and nobody's not really gonna be no one's really gonna be talking about him like that like when he's gonna make his debut and when he's going to what he's gonna do in WWE until they finally bring him on TV. Which like they don't make much of a difference. So like with any other wrestlers they bring in that's from unless they have any booking plans for them in that instant. But we're gonna have to see where MJF is gonna sign with, and is he gonna sign with AEW or WWE? We're just gonna have to see where he's gonna sign at, like when that time comes. Up next, we got Saraya's brother make AEW debut in dark match. It was not the best of the night for Saraya yesterday on AEW Dynamite as she was defeated by Riho in a match in Dynamite Dynamite Tony Storm. Tony Storm challenge. Dynamite Timeless Tony Storm's challenger for the AEW Women's World Championship at AEW World's End. But while Saraya was having her woes, a family member was getting the opportunity he's been waiting on for a very long time. Before last night's Dynamite, Saraya's brother, Zach Zodiac, worked a dark match, wrestling and defeating Peter Avalon. I should say Peter Avalon in singles action. It's unclear if the match was an official tryout for Zodiac, who was in the United States touring for the next month, after out of obtaining a working visa in the fall, and if he will be working any more AEW dates going forward. It says this was not Zodiac's first appearance in an AEW ring, as the 32-year-old could be seen at AEW all in celebrating along with the rest of the family Saraya's AEW Women's World Championship victory over Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker, and Toni Storm. Zodiac and Saraya had previously talked with AEW owner Tony Khan about Zodiac working on AEW shows, with Khan promising Zodiac he'd get an opportunity with the promotion once he made it to the States. A promise Khan fulfilled last night. A 22-year veteran, who began wrestling at 10 years old. Zodiac has largely competed on the British independent scene, most notably the past 2 years for Revolution Pro Wrestling. he was long attempted to break out of the scene and has tried out for the WWE six times during his career, most recently in 2020. His struggles to get signed, along with Saraya earning a WWE contract in the early 2010s, were chro- were chronicled like in the film, like Fighting with My Family. And what's your thoughts on and what's y'all's thoughts on Zach Zodiac finally making his AEW debut, even for being on a dark match? Let me know in the comments down below. And do you think that he could be successful as much as his sister Saraya? Only time will tell. We're just gonna have to see, like, if he ever makes his AEW TV debut, which that remains to be seen. Like, but we hear that he had his match against Peter Avalon, yeah, Peter Avalon, and it said that he defeated him in that dark match. And let's hope there's more than just a one-off appearance, like for the brother of Saraya. Like, and since he did not got a successful he did not get successful of even though he wasn't successful of trying out for WWE in the early 2000 teens, I should say. Like they showed on Fighting with My Family when Saraya made her debut as Paige in it, like when she defeated AJ Lee for the Divas Championship, which I remember that live when I was 12 years old at the time. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below about this great news for the family of Saraya, and then we could possibly see him like being a star in the men's division, like if this is more than a one-off, of course. And we're going to finish off today's video with some spoilers on December 22nd edition of AEW Rampage, the Holiday Bash edition, I should say. And while there was plenty of happenings on AEW Dynamite last night, there was just as much stuff happening after the show was over when AEW taped Friday's episode of Rampage. This included like developments regarding best friends, like a new storyline for one of AEW's veteran teams, like in a rematch from a highly acclaimed match from last weekend. According to Dave Meltzer on his Wrestling Observer News Radio, this morning, like Rampage began with Orange Cassidy, defeating Rocky Romero to retain the AEW International Championship in a battle like of the best friends. Like felt fellow best friend Trent Beretta was ringside, like conflicted over who to root for, but there was ultimately no tension following this match, as the three did the trademark best friend hug immediately after the match, which Excalibur would say the catchphrase, "You just gotta give the people what they want." But anyways, let's move. Let's continue. Fellow best friend Chris Statlander was busy backstage, as Stokely Hathaway tried to sow this distinction between Statlander and Willow Nightingale. I should have known, and Danhausen, not to mention. dissension between is a Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, and Danhausen. Wait, Willow Nightingale. Like I know she's been teaming with Chris Statlander lately, but I would like, but yeah, like ain't the Willow Nightingale is the girl that he said he claimed he had an affair with, like when he was managing Jay Cargill at the time, and she was in the program with Willow Nightingale. Like, what is up with like why he's trying to have them as in a make them as his new like manage them and make them a new alliance in AEW, maybe in a heel fashion because he works better as a heel rather than a baby face. I mean, he's pretty decent as a baby face, but he's more entertaining as a heel. Like you could just poke fun and make fun of his character, and he and you can have a goofy and wonderful time as a wrestling fan, of course. But anyways, the next match was Matt Taven and Mike Bennett defeating the Hardys in a tag team action, and the announcers making a point to bring up the Hardys like recent frustration with losses and it's suggesting a losing streak storyline. Taven and Bennett's ally Roderick Strong also cut a post-match promo once again insisting that MJF is the devil as usual, as he had on Dynamite. Sky Blue would then defeat Queen Aminata Nata Aminator, I should say Aminator in singles action in tune up before Blue and Julia Hart's match against Abaddon and Thunder Rosa this Saturday on AEW Collision. And we also have the main event, which we saw El Hijo del Vikingo, face off against Black Taurus, for the AAA Mega Championship in a rematch of the opening match from Ring of Honor Final Battle. Vikingo retained the title in a match that AEW owner Tony Khan referred to as a doozy. And photos afterward showed an impressed Khan shaking hands with Tars following the match. And you can see right here onto this photo, at the end of the match. And looking at this, I'm thinking about not doing a AEW Dynamite review, but this is the Holiday Bash edition, and I'm doing reviews anyway, so I'm just gonna do the review anyway and say what the heck. But I'm still gonna make a review because next week, and also next week, I'm not gonna be making no reviews on any wrestling shows because most of them are gonna be pre-taped. So yeah, I'm just gonna excuse me, but yeah, I'm just gonna give it the week off of making reviews. But yeah, what's your thoughts about the spoilers on the review by Dave Meltzer? And if I was you, I would recommend to skip the video where I start talking about the spoilers, which was probably from the mark of 1 hour, 1 hour and 5 minutes, I believe. Yeah. So if I was you, I'll skip the video from then to 9 minutes and 33 seconds. 1 hour, 9 minutes and 33 seconds. If I was you, onto this video, my best recommendations, by the way. And for those who want to be spoiled, what you thought about the spoilers on tomorrow night's AEW Rampage, like from the pre-taped AEW Rampage of the Holiday Bash edition, I should say. Let me know in the comments down below on that. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this on this latest episode of the SNA podcast of episode 188 of the holiday edition, of the wrestling news, like the first day of winter edition, I should say. Like, yep, and that was the end of your video of your latest wrestling news videos. I mean, not wrestling the video on this wrestling news video of the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from Wrestling Inc. From the Wrestling Inc. article, and on December 21st, 2023, the first day of winter, and make sure y'all check out the SmackDown review, part 19, episode 190 and 191 of AEW Rampage, part 19 as well. And also we're gonna be doing wrestling news again, which will be episode 189 and part 73. We're gonna be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from Ringside News. And yeah, subscribe, click the bell notifications, and so you can be the first one to know when I upload my latest new videos. And make sure to check out. We're also gonna have that Nightmare Before Christmas street fight match, like 8-woman tag match, which will be Bianca Belair, Shotzi, Michi and Mia Yim, and Zelina Vega. I think I'm playing WWE 2K23. They're going to take on Damage Control's Bayley, Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane, of course. And who do you think is going to win? Which we're gonna predict that it's going to be Bianca and her team, of course. We also have AJ Styles taking on the enforcer, I believe, of Solo Sikoa, which he has some unfinished business with the Bloodline, and he's the one that took him out of action, like back in September when he was supposed to face supposed to team with John Cena to face him and Jimmy Uso. But he's going to face him tomorrow night, which we're probably going to see AJ Styles will get some kind of redemption. And he's going to say, not only I'm going to do that, but I want to face the Tribal Chief himself for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Which we're gonna see Nick Aldis try to settle this into a fatal 4-way match with both men, which will probably lead up to LA Knight and AJ Styles being too distracted to each other to a point that they're gonna cost each other the match with them getting pinned by Roman Reigns. And then they're going to face each other at WrestleMania 40, and they're going to build us up to a big dream match, which I believe LA Knight's going to get this moment. But we're going to see stuff like that, and we're going to see perhaps Randy Orton being in a match against Solo Sikoa, if not John Cena. My books in WrestleMania. At WrestleMania 40. And who do you think is going to win that match? Y'all let me know also in the comments down below. But hopefully y'all have a great Thursday, and I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out. Bye-bye, my SNA fans.